Alright, in this video we're going to be making Ethernet cable connectors. Alright, for this video we're going to be putting Ethernet connectors on Ethernet cable. Now for this you're going to need a few things. You'll of course need Ethernet cable. You'll need a bag of Ethernet cable connectors, the ends. You'll need a pair of cable cutters, a decent pair, and then I would recommend a high-end, high-quality crimper. These are the best that I've worked with. There are others that are out there, but quality does matter in this case. So you'll also need a pinout sheet if you don't have the wiring schematic in your head. Now I don't have it memorized, so I print it out every time. Now keep in mind, electrons are not respective of colors. However, we have a color code diagram so that if one person did one end of the cable, the other person that does the other end, it's going to work because they did it the same way. So color coding is more for us, but we're going to do it the same on both ways, so we can I'll show you how it works. Alright, so first things first, we're going to assume this is a good cable. We're going to put some ends on it, or I'll show you at least how to do one side. We're going to remove the cable. Now, the trick to starting this out is to just basically take off enough of the sheath that it will go partially, I'd say about 1/3 of the way up into the cable, leaving the wires exposed to go the rest of the way. Alright, so that's what this blade is for. So I'm going to overdo it because I can always trim the excess. You can always cut something shorter, but you can't cut anything longer. So you hit it with the blade here, all the way down and up, which basically makes your cut on the outside cable. Pull that off, exposing the wires. Alright, now this is the what I feel is the hardest part, which is arranging the cable, which I may speed up here in the video for time purposes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go brown, striped brown, orange, striped blue, blue, striped orange, green, striped green. So let's set it up. Alright, so here we got them in the order: brown, striped brown, orange, striped blue, blue, striped orange, green, striped green. But as you can see, the wires are way too long to put into the connector, so we're going to trim them down. And again, like I said, you can always cut something shorter, but not longer, so we'll take a little bit off the top. So, got them trimmed down, but as you can see, if we put them in, they're still going to be much too long because we want this shield to be able to go 1/3 of the way up in there. So, I'm going to trim it down even further. Alright, so I'll say we got a good length there. Let's go ahead and insert the cables and see how they go, how good we did. Alright, this too is also a bit of a tricky part because when you're inserting the cables, each and every single cable has to slide all the way to the front. I'll try to focus in here. Each cable has to slide all the way to the front because when you crimp down, these metal connectors are going to be pushed up into the cable. Alright, so if the cable does not reach all the way to the end, basically each and every single one, then you're going to have a bad cable. So as you can see here, the blue just completely bent altogether, and that's going to be problematic because if that blue doesn't go inserted, then it's not going to make contact with the connector, and we're going to have a bad cable. So I'm going to recheck. Got brown, striped brown, orange, striped blue, solid blue. Then we need striped orange, green, and then striped green. So we're going to untie those two. Put them back together. insert. There we go, much better. So sometimes it takes a little bit of doing, but that time the cable went all the way in. The front view will show you, I don't know if you can see it there. No, we're not going to be able to focus. You can see all the wires come to the very end. Check the sides, check the top, check the other side, make sure they're all fully inserted. And once you're confident that they are, insert into the crimper as such. Now there's only one way it goes into the crimper. You don't want to get it backwards. You want to go this way in. You see this little metal press right here? That's going to press down on the bottom side of the connector. So it needs to go in upside down as such. Crimp all the way down, and then it will retract itself. And that cable is done.